and welcome to the Fast Squirrel Speaks. Today is Monday, March. Oh, see, wrong month. It's April. April 2nd. I obviously have not had time to acclimate to this new month. Okay. Anyway, this is episode 6. I'm Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel, on Ravelry and Plurk. If you'd like to contact me, feel free to do so. I enjoy hearing from you. It's always a pleasant experience. I apologize. I would probably be drinking more today. And I might be like this, and my voice will be all scratchy like I'm drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes. I'm not that cool. It's just freaking pollen exploded in Indiana, and like everything's like, oh, spring, we're blooming, love, joy, happiness, and I'm all like, so much mucus. I love spring. So I apologize if I sound less polished and professional than usual, okay? You're like, that's not possible. Less than 0 is a negative number, and those don't happen in the real world, okay? They do. I'm talking crazy talk. Anyway, off track. Minute 1. Welcome back if you have watched the show before. And if you haven't, well, hello and howdy there. Nice to have you. Yeah, let's get to it, yo. First off, thank yous. Thank you to everyone who is so nice and sends me funny messages. I enjoy it. Much less than you're enjoying this bad musical rendition right now, but that's okay. It's been very pleasant as usual to hear from all of you. A special thanks this week to Candyland, Candy, who quite graciously volunteered when she heard me bemoaning my sad, sad artwork on our little Ravelry group. She was all like, I can throw you up a temporary thing, okay? And I was all like, awesome, okay? And then she did. And it was all like my head and like curtain in the back. And I was like, clearly I'm very narcissistic because I enjoy this. More of me on the internet's enjoyable. So thank you to her. She was so kind to donate her services to give us temporary graphics for the Ravelry group until my selfish getting married people can get on the ball, okay? So yay her. You're like, we really didn't need to see your face. We were happy with the yarn, but that's okay. I like my face. So yay her. Thank you to everybody who has joined the Ravelry group. What is up? I checked before we started, and I think we had 144 members. Explosion of joy. So if you have not already joined, pause, go do so, and then return. I'll wait. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, fun. So lots of people are introducing themselves. So festive, I appreciate it. And then lots of other people have said that they would like to do the gratitude cow. So guess what, yo? We're gonna roll on it. So we're totally going to do the gratitude cow. If this is your first time checking in, let me give you a little looky-loo at what it's going to be. We are going to do a project of some sort. It'll be a project of some sort that you can wear upon your own person. No gifts. No pets. I guess if you wanted to knit a small doohickey, like an itty toy, and make it into like a zipper pull or something that you're going to keep on a satchel, or I don't know. I'm flexible. But anyway, it should be something that you can look at and say, oh, I knitted that with gratitude and joy in my heart and thankfulness for things that I have and things that I enjoy in this life and time on earth. And it'll be like a little armor you can wear when you're having not the bestest day in the world. You can just wrap your love around your own head. Like special invisibility cloaks against the muggles. I think that'll be cool. So not only will it be really rad for you, because you can have like thoughts and goodness energized into yarn and wearables, but it'll also be really cool for us because my idea of it is that we'll have the threads, like the chatter thread, and then maybe like you can check in occasionally and just like, I am happy for blah today. And, you know, again, I'm not judging what you're happy for as long as you're not happy for bludgeoning baby seals. Don't do that. That doesn't make anybody happy. And if it does, get out of my group. I'll just say it right now. I don't want you. Go with somebody else. But as long as your happiness does not involve the marring and brutality of others, then you can like do, and we can all be like, oh my gosh, she's so happy for that thing. I didn't even think to be happy for that thing. I'm happy for that thing too. It'll be like this whole cyclone of joy and goodness. It'll make you dance like a hippie in a field. It'll be awesome. I don't know what that was. But anyway, I think it'll be rad. And even if you're like, dude, that's a little too froofy, I don't care. I'm totally going to put what I'm happy for. And then you can be like, oh, she's happy for random things. Case in point. Well, I'm happy for lots of things this week. I can probably only share one because I can't shut up. But the thing I am happy for this week is my little daughter Lou and I totally went to our, what is it called? Well, it's called Connor Prairie, but you're like, what is that? It is a living history museum, I think is what it's called. Anyway, what it is a big old place, and they have like buildings built in the style O, several different time periods, actually two. One is like Civil War-y, and one is Prairie, like Little House on the such. And now, the houses all have reenactors in it, and I will just admit right now that I'm made slightly uncomfortable by reenactors. I'm not judging. It just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. It's like my own weirdness, which I don't completely understand, but is nonetheless, I'm self-actualized. Sometimes it's not a good thing, but you know, whatever. So sometimes they make me uncomfortable, so I didn't go to this place for a really long time, even though I love the prairie. Have constant prairie fantasies in which I am wearing my calico dress and my sunbonnet and holding a big thing of eggs. You know, sometimes that's your happy place when you're in traffic. So I love all things prairie. I always say that I want to go out and live off my own 40 acres and homestead. And then I'm sure if I did it, I'd be like, this is sweaty. But in my head, it's fun. So anyway, so I didn't go to this place for a really long time. But last year, my daughter and I went, and guess what, yo? I love it. I love it. Because aside from prairie goodness, which is pleasant, to say the least, there is like this entire exciting fiber component. Yeah, right. Hello. Not only is there a whole barn full of animals, they have cows and they have ducks and they have fowl of the chicken and rooster sort. They also have sheep. And guess what, people? It's spring, which means there are lambs. We went 7 lambs. 7. There were like 3 little pristine white ones, and then 4 like little modelly gray with a black face. Oh, so cute. And they even had one out that you could touch. I touched it. I'll say it. I touched it a lot. I kind of wanted to put it under my sweater and pretend it was just an additional fat roll that sometime went bah! But I thought they might tackle me. Boo world. Way to kill my buzz and whatnot. But anyway, so we were there and it was excellent, and there were sheep, and they are going to be sheared in 2 weeks, which I'm so excited about. They have a whole to-do. It's a sheep to blanket weekend. How cute is that? Anyway, they totally shear the sheep right there. Yay! You get to watch them shear. Yay! And then they have like various little things about the world throughout the little museum-y place about processing fiber and all that goodness. So there's animals, and there were goats, baby goats. Baby kid, so cute. It was only like 4 days old, so it was like kind of wobbly still, but they totally let everybody pet it, and there was one little boy I was so jealous of. Oh, to be a child again. Anyway, he was probably like 4-ish, I'm guessing. And he was like totally there in his little puffy jacket, which is so cute. And like the lamb was all like, or the goat was all like frolicking. And so he got down on the floor to frolic with it. And they proceeded to frolic. Yo. The lamb was like, or I keep saying lamb. the cute small cloven thing. The goat was all up on him, like, and then he was like on his back, and the goat was all like hee hee on top of him, and they were like wrestling. How cute is that? He really wanted to take the goat home. His mommy was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, I feel you, kid, as I just said. But anyway, so that was awesome. Okay. And then they have like a whole little house that's dedicated to, what do they call it? The loom house. So they have like a big walking wheel in there and a big loom, and then fibery ladies who staff it. And they always have a fire going, even when it's really hot in summer. But they always have a fire going because they're always doing natural dyeing. And so they have the beautiful hearth with like the kettle that's hanging under the over the fire, and it's like bubbling with some yarn and herby thing. I'm so ignorant. But then the great thing is they have this like pot rack over, well, it's not a pot rack, but like a meshy metal thing happening over top of the fireplace that has all of the beautiful yarn they have dyed hanging down. It is like a riotous, beautiful example of nature's bounty. It's amazing, yeah. All of the beautiful, like, they're all labeled with like a little hang tag, like onion skin with whatever mordant they specifically used, or choke cherries, or it's awesome. I get so excited. Did anybody? Oh, this is what it's like. Did anybody read the Mixed Up Files of Ms. Basil E. Frankweiler when they were a kid? It was about that little girl. I think her name was Claudia. Anyway, she ran away to the museum with her little brother, and they hid out in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, and they solved a mystery. But they hid out in the museum, like they would sneak and hide under things, and then like everybody would leave, and they would have the museum to themselves at night. I entertain those fantasies when I'm there. It's like a big outdoor museum, like it's like several acres, and there's homes and everything. I'm like, I could totally hide in here, yo. Nobody would ever know. I could just get under a bed. They don't check that, I'm sure. Shh, they have too many beds to check. I could just get under there and hide, and then I could pop out when they were all gone and pretend I was in the prairie. You know, these are the weird things that happen in my head. I like them. I'm not going to do that, people at Connor Prairie. No fear. I would never hide under the bed in the Golden Eagle Tavern until everybody was gone and then sneak out and play. That would not happen. But anyway, Jesus Christ, just shut up. I'm out of control. Anyway, so that was Week in Review. There's more goodness, but I can't tell a 3-minute story. I gotta tell like a 12-minute story. It was lovely. If you live in the area, I recommend you go there. Or patronize your own living history museum, although I'm sure it's not nearly as cool. Anyway. Finished object. I do have one. It is the damson shawl. I'm knitting this for my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, and I finished it. And it's one of those magic ones where you're knitting it and you're like, this is like a wad of yarn because it's lace. And I guess my needles I was using were probably not very long. They're probably like the 24-inch and not longer than that. So the whole time I'm knitting it, I'm like, this could be anything. I could totally block it and be an hexagon, and I would have no idea. Well, not that bad, but you know what I mean. It was a wad. And then guess what? I blocked it. It is not a wad anymore. Look. Isn't it totally cute? And the best thing is, this shape is rad. I've never made anything this shape. It's like this shape. Anyway, but when you can totally put it on your little shoulders, and it just stays there prairie style. Okay. You don't have to, you can like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like you could go to your kickboxing class. Or you could do some kung fu while keeping warm and snug in your shawl. Anyway, I highly recommend it. It's the Damson by Isolda Teague. And this is Jojo Land Harmony in the colorway MS11. They have like a gajillion colorways, so good luck finding that one. And I knit these on US size 6s. So yay! And look how fun it kind of striped. Like, it's not crazy striped, but the striping is fun because it makes it look like more undulaty. Do you know what I mean? Like, see the waviness there? Like, you get that, I think, more because of the coloring. or the striping. So anyway, I think it's totally fine. Yay, win. So I gotta send that off. Woohoo! Oh, I have spinning finished projects, which I forgot to talk about even last week. I just didn't even mention them. Um, and I wasn't finished. It was a whip last week, but whatever. So this is my Friends and Fiber Chianti Gradient. And this is my first ever. Ooh, look, it matches me. Huh. This is my first ever attempt at Navajo plying. Let me just tell you, I had a little trouble with the figuring out. Once I figured, like, once the gear clicked or whatever up there, totally fine. It was awesome, and now I really love it. I'll show you the next one I did, which I did mess up, but I don't care because I really love doing it. It's like it's so rhythmic. For some reason, it's more rhythmic to me than the regular two-ply plying. Anyway, it was beautiful and I loved it, but man, it took me a minute. I was all, what do I do with my hands? What's happening? I can't see the magic that they're working on the YouTube. But then, boop, it worked. So, yay! So yeah, it totally, where's the camera? So yeah, it totally worked out really well. I'm pretty pleased with it as my first attempt. I got about, what did I say? Oh, 300 yards. So that's pretty good for me, especially for what is essentially a 3-ply. I've never gotten 900 in singles out of 4 ounces before, so I'm totally pleased with that. I don't know what it's going to be, but it will be something. Then I was so inspired by the Navajo plying, I was all like, I'm going to do more Navajo plying. So I had some like 2-ounce bumps of Shetland, which I bought from the Fiber Festival from lovely human beings who are lovely and gorgeous. However, the fiber was very nice, don't get me wrong, but I guess it's probably farm processed, so there was not like the color within the bat was not consistent at all. At all. I mean, I shouldn't say not at all, but I mean, you can see here. Look, I mean, my plying is terrible on this. I don't know what happened, but like, see how it's white and then gray and then brown and I don't know. But it is what it is. Now, I have more of those. I was planning on doing some sort of gradient, but evidently that's not how the fiber works in this case. So what I'm going to do is just spin them up and 2-ply the rest because I have 8 ounces, so I could probably make enough for like a shawl or something. And this could just be like the whoops. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong. It's kind of, you can see it. It's kinky. I don't know if that's just the nature of this particular Shetland in trying to do the Navajo ply, because it does seem like where the loop transfers, I don't know what that's called, but it seems like it's definitely not a smooth change. So somebody did say that you shouldn't do it with like a wiry fiber. Well, the Shetland I had done before was very, very soft, like as soft as a BFL at least. This is wirier, so I think that's probably what happened. But not a big deal. It's a 2-ouncer, so I'm not heartbroken that it didn't work out well. And it's, it was an experience. But anyway, so that is that. And I don't know, it may just be happy bird nest forage for the birdies. We'll see. So that's my spinning. I don't have anything in progress in spinning right now, because after that I kind of had a little bit of a moment. I had to step away from the wheel. Works in progress. Oh, okay. I am working on my vanilla sock. I'll show you. I have other socks. I just haven't worked on them this week, so take that. But yay! This is, and it does not look nearly as gorgeous in front of my face as it does in real life, because it's picking up green, probably because I'm wearing a very green sweater. But that's actually like a goldy brownie goodness in there, not green. But that is the Marigold Jen in her Scranton colorway on sock. I'm knitting it on US Zeros. But anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to do an afterthought heel. I've never done one before because I have giant fat lady feet. And I'm a little afraid that it won't fit. But I am knitting them bigger around than I usually do, so maybe, well, whatever, it's an experience, we'll figure it out. If not, I need to find a person with skinny feet who has a size giant 11 women's shoe. They have big feet. Second, works in progress. This is the Elowen shawl, which was gifted, the pattern was gifted to me by the lovely Amanda, Knit Psycho. Thank you again. And I really, oh, what's up, yo? So, I love it. Oh, it's totally for a friend, and I kind of don't want to give it away. But I do, because she's a lovely person, and she deserves it. I am knitting this out of some Sanguine Griffin, which I apologize. I've been hoarding, and I no longer know what the colorways are called. I'm sure it doesn't matter because Sanguine Griffin is now 2 different things. So, sorry, but it wouldn't do much good anyway. But so I'm knitting it with brown. This is the Little Traveler, and this fun, greeny, foresty, elven beautiness, which is in the Eidos. So they're both like a fingering weight, superwash wool of some sort. I don't know. And I'm knitting that on US size 3s, which the pattern I think called for 5s, if I'm not mistaken. But when I knit it on, and I am traditionally a very loose knitter. I am a traditionally loose knitter, so I started it on the 5s and was way holier, especially since you have that contrasting color work here. That looks kind of pretty there. It shows up better than it does really in real life. But on the 5s, that just like went bonkers. You couldn't see anything. So 3s it is, and I'm very pleased with it thus far. Doesn't it look fun? It's like little plants growing in the dirt field of spring. Joy to the world and stuff. Anyway, pleased. I'm enjoying it. Yes. Sorry. Oh, I just totally like flipped my show notes and gave you a bunch of green page. Sorry. Oh my gosh, last thing. Feed the stash. Feed it some more. Okay. So let me just say, I made it so close. Oh, so close to 2 weeks without buying anything yarny. And then I failed. And that's okay. I had bean soup for dinner tonight. Anyway, so the loop. I haven't bought one. I've not even tried because I will be honest with you. I am not a stalker, an update stalker. I can't do it. I'm very frugal with my money. And update stalking is all about impulsiness. You know what I mean? Like, because you may have one thing that you really, really want, and then that thing is gone, and then you're like, but I'm already in the race, and I'm here, and I'm all amped up. I gotta buy something. And then you're like, why did I buy this? I mean, it's beautiful, but this was not what I was going for. So I traditionally avoid updates at all cost. And I'm really happy that those people are, like, they're so in demand that there are so many people willing to buy them. I'm very excited for them, and that makes me super happy. But it's usually not for me. However, case in point. This week I totally did do the loop update. I did it. I drank the Kool-Aid. It was delicious. I don't even care. You can judge me. Luckily, I tend to like the things that other people don't like. Like, I'm a little freaked out by doing sparkle. Not because I'm anti-sparkle necessarily, but because I'm afraid I won't know how to make it into yarn. I can barely make wool into yarn, let alone man-made sparkliness. So I don't usually go for that. And I like weird colors. I'm so excited. Look at this. It's not even gonna look as beautiful in real life. I mean, on the camera. But look. Oh my gosh. Okay, it kind of does look as beautiful. How brilliant is that color combination? Who would ever think, yes, with this pinky. Like, what? But it's gorgeous, and I'm super excited about it. And it's totally obese. Yes! It's like 6.3 ounces. I'm excited. Look at it. Oh! I want to eat it, and then I wouldn't be able to spin it, which would be counterproductive, but I don't even care. So anyway, I just got one. I didn't try to steal anybody else's. I didn't get Sparkle. Don't be angry at me. I don't care. This one is merino, Corriedale bamboo, and Tussa silk. I'm excited about it though. I kind of just want to lay it on its little side and let it greet me like the sun as it travels through the daytime sky. Oh, look, it's noon. Oh, look, it's 3. I'm very excited about it. You're gonna squish it. Squish it. Anyway. Oh, and then I got special doohickeys because everybody gets special doohickeys. I'm not special. But look, I got like weird mirror things. How fun is that? It's like I'm in Pier 1 Imports of 1984 and I'm excited about it. So I can't spin these into that. I'm not that creative, but I'm going to figure out something to do with them because they're fun. And I'm hiding them from my child. She can have them. And then, so that was Friday that I bought that. And by the way, I bought that Friday and today is Monday. It got here already. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I was very excited. And then Saturday, I went to my local yarn store's Ravelry group meetup. This is only my second time I've ever been, because sometimes it's really hard for me to get away from the little person. It is on a Saturday, which is lovely, but it's sometimes still hard. But anyway, so I went. This is my second time I went. And I was like, I'm not buying anything today. Slutty. I'm not buying anything today because I don't need anything. I have several projects in my little brain, ticky, ticky, tick, tick, tick. And yes, I'm just going to go nuts for the community aspect of it. And I don't need to buy anything. Duh. And then, okay, my yarn store has never had Madeline Tosh. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've never seen Madeline Tosh at my yarn store. And I think I would have seen it if she had it. This, I think, is the first time she's had it. What is up? It is beautiful. Beautiful. Stinking pretty. But there was a whole bucket of it. I mean, literally, it was in like a big plastic bin, and it was just like I just wanted to roll in it, throw it, and frolic like it was a baby goat in a barn. I did restrain myself. But this is the beautiful Tosh Merino Light, 420 yards of a fingering weight superwash merino. This one is saffron. This one is Baltic. Let me tell you, people, it's happening. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. I was totally not going to do the Stephen West knit along with Diane from Knittables. Not because I just didn't have anything in mind that I wanted to do. And then for some reason, randomly the other day, I was just looking at patterns in my library because I was looking for something else. And then I realized that I have the Daybreak pattern from Stephen West that I bought like a year and a half ago. I didn't even realize I had it. I think I was on like a Stephen West constructions are very interesting to me and I must check them all out. Binge. And I bought like 3 of his patterns. I knit one of them and did not like it. Not for anything he did wrong. I just didn't like it at all. So maybe that's why I forgot Purge that I had that. But I had it, and then I saw this, and I was like, clearly, Daybreak. Orangey middle, bluey outside. It's on. So I have to finish a little bit more of that other shawl before I can cast on another shawl. Because I just finished another shawl. Oh, the cycle is crazy. That's okay. It's fun and it's all beautiful. Stinking beautiful. So that's it. That's everything I bought. That's all the crazy. For now. But so yes, to summarize, we do have a Ravelry group. Please join us. It is the Fat Squirrel podcast group. Whatever. Just search Fat Squirrel. It's the only one. Surprise. So join us there. Would love to have you. Build my ego and whatnot. But and then we're gonna do the cow. I am gonna have it run April 15th through June 3rd. I'm a little nervous. I was really wanting to do May 1st to June 3rd, but maybe people need a little bit longer, and this is our first one, so we don't have as many members, so maybe some people will come on board later. And also the lovely Lala, the Laura Linneman, her group Lala Knits, like her design group, she's doing a knit along with her shawl, which I've promptly forgotten the name of. I apologize. I think it's just called like the Lala Simple Shawl or something like that. But I'll link it down there. She's doing it along in April and May. So I originally, even before I knew she was going to do that, I thought that would be a good pattern for people to do for the gratitude knitting, because it's not terribly difficult. It's free, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's very adaptable. You can do it in all sorts of different yarns. You can do different sizes, and it has enough detail shaping to keep you going, but it has lots of, I don't want to say mindless stockinette, because it's going to be mindful stockinette, people. Mindful stockinette. Rock it out. So that's going to be, she's doing that, so I thought, well, maybe people would like to make them happen together. So it'll be April 15th through June 3rd. I am going to do the Color Affection by, who does that? She has such a fun name. I like to say her name. But I'm going to do the Color Affection by Vera Valimaki. Doesn't that sound fun? Anyway, because I've been wanting to do that forever. And I think it would be very good for a gratitude knit, because it's not terribly difficult, and yet it's very visually interesting when you get done. So again, shawl, sockses, that's what I would recommend. Doesn't have to be any specific pattern. I recommend it's not something too terribly difficult for your specific skill set, whatever that may be, because again, you want to be able to do mindful meditation in your knitting. Don't I sound fancy? Mindful meditation in your knitting to put in the energy of your gratitude and your happiness and put it into the knitting. Because again, it will manifest itself into a garment which you can wear, and it will draw more of those things to you that you're happy about. And it'll be, my hands are very like, it'll be very exciting. And again, I just think it'd be awesome. We're all going to be sending out good energy and good vibes together, and there can't be anything wrong with that. That's all I have to say. So we're doing it, yo. What up? So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. Oh, and by the way, please, if you do have a moment, hop over to iTunes, leave us a review, either me or one of your other happy podcasters, starred or written. We love to read the written ones, but I understand sometimes you're like, dude, I don't have anything else to say. But that just helps to move everybody up in the games and hobbies queue, so people can find your friendly video and audio knitting podcaster people more easily. And thank you. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye. Trying to stop the video.